Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I just wrapped up my other one. I lied. It's been only 5 seconds since I last was talking to you. So as I was talking in my previous video about wanting to make sure that I was only bringing things into my collection that have been on my wish list for a long time, or something that is filling a specific need in my collection, like the bronzers, like the highlighter, like my sunscreen. Those are very specific spots in my collection that were missing and or needed to be replaced. So this is going to be a little bit different. These are very much wish list items that I felt were justified in me purchasing because of the fact that they were being passed on to me, so I'm not creating more waste, which is also important to me, and that so I got them secondhand, and that I was able to save money getting them secondhand. So there are a few things in here that I didn't necessarily want, but in the end, the things that I did want that were bundled with them were worth more than me. They were worth more to me having than missing out on this and still having that longing, still wanting them, and paying them for either full price and adding more waste because another palette needed to be created. So these were 2 bundles that were purchased through the Poshmark of the YouTuber Karen Harris, and everything arrived in absolute perfect, stunning condition, and I made sure to give her top ratings because she deserved them, and she is about to be a mother, and she's moving, and she's having a really great time right now, and I just wanted to show my support with my dollar. I'm gonna go through these, tell you exactly what was on my wish list, why I bought the things that I bought, and it's a lot. I was not anticipating bringing in any palettes this year. There's definitely been palettes. These are all palettes. This is all eyeshadow. There have definitely been palettes that have been released this year that I have been very tempted by, but I have enough palettes. But when I saw the bundles and what was in the bundles, they definitely were justified to me. So without further blabbering, be sure to like and subscribe this video. Like and subscribe the video. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. And a lot of awesome, weird content, or me, I'm the weird content, will be coming soon. And without further ado, I'm just going to grab off of the top of the box. These 2 palettes are from the same brand, and I have another 2 that are from the same brand, but this is I'm first going to show you the palette that justified, and then the palette that was supplemental, wasn't necessarily my top, but it was a nice bonus. So this is the Certify Affinity 2 palette. This is a gorgeous blue and green palette, and I have wanted, this has been on my wish list since I've seen it. I know that Angelica Nyquist had this, and I think Betty Jean had this at some point, but I'm not positive. I know a lot of people who I have followed for a really long time have really liked this. Amy from Amy Loves Makeup, she has this too, and I have just always really wanted this palette, and it was something that I wanted because I also wanted the Oceanic from Ace Beauté, and now that I have this, that's definitely not something that I'm ever going to be interested in getting because I already have a blue-green palette. I don't want to have dupes within my collection, and this is a very well-rounded palette in my eyes in terms of tone. there's a lot more blue greens, there's grassy greens, there's grungy greens, there's bright blues, there's ocean blues, there's like midnight skies blues, and I just feel like this is a really well-rounded palette, and the shimmers look very dynamic, and this was the one that drew me into that particular bundle. And the bundle, I think, was this was the larger bundle. The bundle was lesser known indie brands, I think she labeled it. And then this is another certified palette. This is the Destiny palette, and I think this is a beautiful palette, but it's definitely not one that I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that palette. There was another certified palette that I wanted, I think, but I don't remember it. I just know that the blue-green one was the one that was on my wish list, and I couldn't get it out of my head. It was just always going to be there. This was a nice addition. It was just included in a bundle deal, and that's just what I definitely thought that it was an interesting palette. It has like some reds, some berries, some... I don't think it's a rainbow palette. It doesn't have any yellows. It has... these aren't oranges up here. These are browns. And it's just an interesting color story. It's not something that I would pick out for myself. And I'm interested to see how this performs, if these palettes are gonna like live up to how I imagine them to be. And that's another good thing about getting something on resale. Like, if you are working something up in your brain to being this most amazing palette, this most amazing experience, this fantasy self, like, if I could only have this one palette, then I will have a complete collection, or whatever your feelings are, and you get that and it's a disappointing palette or a disappointing piece of makeup, then that hurt is a little less. Your wallet hurt less, and your impact of or your consciousness of knowing that you rehomed something that would have otherwise gone in the trash, to me personally negates whether or not I have a bad experience with a makeup product, because I did steps to protect myself. Not everybody is going to have that same mindset and same feelings about buying secondhand, or even spending your money in general and being disappointed. So not everybody is going to agree with me, but that's just where I am coming from. The next palette in my lesser known indie brands bundle was this one by Beauty by Story Remedy eyeshadow palette. I've never heard of this brand. I don't know if there's something problematic about them or not problematic, or if they're just an old brand, or if they went under. I don't know. I'm not. So, like, if there's something that I don't know, tell me in the comments. Otherwise, this is the palette, okay? And I'm also gonna break this palette. Another color story that I definitely wouldn't pick for myself, but when I got it, I was like, oh, this is really nice. I definitely like these two shimmers right here. They're really pretty. Chemistry and Old Rose. It's a really nice muted pinky mauve. The mattes look really nice. One thing I really do like about this palette is that there's only one transition shade. There's a couple BH palettes I have that have like 3. For no damn reason. They have 3 transition shades. This is one transition shade, and everything else is deeper. It's a nice selection of deep saturated mattes. So hopefully there's something weird about this brand, but and the packaging is very generic. I don't know, but if there's something problematic with this brand, just let me know, and I just won't feature them on my channel. It doesn't really matter. And then the last part of the lesser known indie brands was this M Cosmetics. You can hear something rattling around in there. That was not Karen's doing. That was mine, because I'm a dingus. But M Cosmetics is a singles brand I don't believe they have any palettes, but I could stand corrected. I'm just not aware of them. I know that they have singles. There are a lot of brands in the singles sphere that I want to try, and M was definitely always one of them. And I do this thing where I go and I open a tab and I will just make a huge order. I'll make a huge cart and then I'll exit out of it because I'm not, I want to buy everything that I want, because I know now that I am not the type of person that will be like, oh, I'm just gonna buy this one palette or these like 3 or 4 eyeshadows to test the formula, and then I'll go back and I will get more. I don't do that. I don't know why. It's just something that I struggle with doing. So knowing that part of myself, I just thought that this would be a good way to try the formula at literally dirt cheap. And if I wanted more, if I felt like that itch to try this brand wasn't satisfied, I will know that I like it and that I can actually feel justified in purchasing that entire cart instead of feeling like I need to be smarter and only buy like 4 to 5 eyeshadows to test the formula, because I would have already done that. I want to give indie brands my money. I want to do that, but I always struggle with doing that because like I can't actually like swatch anything or try stuff in a store, and so I'm just always hesitant, and I hate that. So this is, I don't know, it doesn't have like a sticker on the back or anything. I don't know if this was part of a collection. It looks very, very springy to me. It opens up like this, and this is the casualty. It's not broken. I had to open them because I had to receive the order and I wanted to make sure nothing was broken. So I'll flip it like this. But I thought that these were just magnetized, but they're actually glued the fuck down. And so this is a very beautiful spring palette. Oh, Flower Garden palette. M Cosmetics. Okay. I guess I didn't read that when I opened them. I'm going to take this out so I can take the bubble wrap out and you can see the shimmers. And so these are the shimmers that came with the palette as well. I absolutely adore all the colors in here. There is not a single color in here that I do not think is not a Haley shade. I have really, really, really been into pinks and greens lately. Together, apart, those are just like my top 2 like colors. Like pink and green. A pink and green combo are in anything. Decor, color, like clothing, makeup is just really what I'm after. Like these springy colors is definitely something that I am just absolutely adoring. So when I got this, I was excruciatingly happy with it. I was over the moon. This is honestly probably the thing that I'm most excited about to have. So there's that. And then let me just, my Bubba has the zoomies. Can you calm down, please? Last 2 palettes are both Juvia's Place palettes, and I have the Tribe palette. I got this from Poshmark as well, and I had a good experience with it. And when I did this video, when I did my review of this, I did every shade on my face review. So I was thinking about doing that with these, but I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. I'll start with the only other Juvia's Place palette that I wanted. Now I own 3, but like I said, I felt like getting this at the price that I did in conjunction with another palette was a better deal for me personally than if I was just to buy this palette. So the only other palette besides the Tribe palette that I wanted was the Festival. And this is what it looks like. I'm sure you guys have seen it 1,000 times. I think this is an absolute beautiful palette. I love it so much. I am very excited that I got this. If you guys would like, I can do that type of format again, and get really creative with it. I liked challenging myself to make sure that I was trying every single shade, and there are only 9 shades, and a lot of those shades can be used as blush draping. So if you guys want to see me do that, let me know down below, and I will definitely put that on my list of things to do. And then the other one that I got in conjunction with the festival was the Saharan. And now this isn't one that I necessarily was like avoiding. It just, again, was one that it didn't jump out at me. Now getting it, it has some absolutely gorgeous shades. This Marrakesh shade, stunning. This one right here, this blue, all gorgeous. And the middle Nomad, this Nomad shade, absolutely stunning. I'm happy that I was actually made to own this because it was a bundled deal, because I wouldn't have picked this up, and I'm really excited about the shades in here, more than I thought that I would be just looking at it online, and seeing reviews of it. So those are all of the palettes that I brought into my collection, and the singles. If there's anything in particular you guys would like seeing, please let me know. If you guys want me to do the every shade on my face with the Duvious palettes, I can do that too. I just want to know exactly kind of what you guys are feeling with all of the new makeup that I've brought in. Do you guys like more first impressions, or do you guys like more when somebody comes back with a more robust thought on a formula? I would like to know that as well, because I would just want to make sure that I'm giving you guys what you want. So that is all that I have. Again, I do not want to promote overconsumption and the feeling like you need to own everything. I feel like I articulated my reasonings for making these purchases pretty well. And if you guys have any questions about my purchasing habits, or if you guys want me to do a video diving deeper into that and how I kind of avoid not purchasing as much as I typically would want to, I can do that as well. I hope you guys have an excellent day. Again, please like, please subscribe. I would love to have you, and I will see you guys in the next one.